If you stop and reflect, you will notice that life is essentially a network of relationships, with family, friends, partners, colleagues, and even with yourself. Some of these bring us immense joy, others bring stress, and still others leave us confused. But the truth is that the relationships we choose to nurture, and the way we nurture them, determine whether they become sources of strength or sources of depletion. When I speak of payback in relationships, I don't mean favors, gifts, or money returned. The real return on a relationship investment is trust, emotional safety, growth, support, and love. It is the comfort of knowing you can fall and someone will catch you. It is the peace of knowing you can be your raw, unfiltered self and not be judged. It is the quiet joy of laughing without pretense. Those are the dividends that matter. But just like financial investments, relationships require careful thought. You cannot simply pour your time and emotional energy into everyone equally and expect good outcomes. You need to evaluate, observe, and choose where to place your heart. Because the truth is that not every relationship will grow. Not every connection is healthy, and not every person has the capacity to give back what you pour in. One of the first steps in investing wisely in relationships is understanding your own emotional needs. Too often, people expect others to fill voids they haven't even identified within themselves. They overextend, hoping for love in return, but never really pause to ask, what is it I truly want from this bond? Is it companionship? Is it stability? Is it inspiration? Is it safety? Unless you know what you need, you may end up giving to the wrong places and feeling perpetually empty. Once you know your needs, the next step is discernment. Look closely at the people in your life. Who makes consistent deposits into your emotional account? Who listens to you, not just to respond, but to understand? Who shows up when things fall apart, not only when things are smooth? These are the people worth investing in. It doesn't matter if they are many or few. What matters is that they are authentic. In contrast, there are people who repeatedly make withdrawals. They take your time, your attention, your care, but rarely, if ever, give it back. Investing heavily in such relationships leaves you bankrupt in the ways that matter most. Another key aspect of wise investment in relationships is communication. Many people imagine that relationships thrive on grand gestures or dramatic sacrifices. In reality, they thrive on steady, consistent communication. Honest words, vulnerable sharing, respectful listening. These are the small deposits that compound into trust over time. A single heartfelt conversation can do more for a relationship than years of polite avoidance. So if you want your bonds to grow, learn to speak with honesty and courage, and learn to listen with the same. Sitting together while scrolling on your phone is not the same as giving your undivided presence. Relationships thrive not just on time spent, but on the quality of that time. So ask yourself, am I showing up fully for the people I care about, or am I scattering my attention so thinly that no one ever gets the best of me? One of the greatest mistakes people make in relationships is treating them as transactions of convenience. They pour in when they feel like it, or when they need something, and withdraw when it no longer suits them. But healthy, enduring bonds are built on consistency. Just like a savings account grows only when you keep contributing, relationships grow only when you show up again and again, even when it is not convenient. Consistency is the mark of genuine investment. The beauty of investing in the right relationships is that the returns multiply. Strong relationships act as a buffer against life's hardships. They make joy brighter and sorrow lighter. They give you the courage to take risks, the resilience to bounce back from failures, and the perspective to keep growing. They become your safety net, your mirror, your anchor. That is the kind of wealth no market crash can take away. So as you reflect on your life today, think about your relationship portfolio. Which bonds are your blue chip investments, the ones that will always hold value? Which are high risk, draining, and volatile? Which ones have you neglected even though they matter most? And how much are you investing in yourself? These questions may not have easy answers, but they are worth sitting with. At the end of the day, no one looks back on life and wishes they had more money in the bank. They look back and remember the people who stood by them, the laughter shared, the comfort given, the love received. Relationships are the true wealth of human life. And like any wealth, they require wise, intentional, and consistent investment. So if you want to live a life that feels rich, not just in possessions but in meaning, pay attention to how you invest in people. Be generous, but not naive. Be patient, but not passive. Be discerning, but not cold. And above all, invest in relationships that honor who you are and who you are becoming. Because those are the bonds that will truly pay you back, not just in moments of joy, but in the long stretches of life where you need them most. If these reflections have resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe to the Soul Bank. Let us build a community where we invest not just in ideas, but in each other. A place where we can learn, grow, and remind one another that we are not alone in this journey.